bringing up one child, imagine bringing up 15, you know, that's just picture that, 15 kids in one room. It's really hard, so bringing down ratios would be great. More staff, less children to focus on would be great.
We do it at a cost, you know. I have, staff really high levels of stress, and certainly my own personal stress levels are quite high. I do a lot of work, outside work as well.
I stay back sometimes finishing some work, take things home if I have to. I don't get enough time to do it. There's lots of filing that goes on, behind the scenes stuff, but yeah, I just don't think 2 hours is enough to do everything that we need to do.
I put a lot of extra time in. I usually come in, if I'm on a late shift, I'll come in an hour to an hour and a half early just to get stuff done, to make sure everything's going to run smoothly for the day, or my programming is up to date.
The award gives you planning time. It's not the regulations that give you planning time. So with the changes in the Howard government and their proposal to strip back awards, planning time might go altogether. And that will mean that if you are required to plan in your centre, you will definitely do it on your own time. What we're going to be saying is about the ratios, which ratios are always very, very important to our members. What we're saying is that the LHMU endorses the Early Childhood Australian recommendation of ratios of 1 to 3 for under 2s, 1 to 5 for 2 to 3s, 1 to 8 for 3 to 5-year-olds are needed to have the best quality in the industry. We're proposing that these ratios will be phased in over 3 years, that by 2010 the ratios of 1 to 3, 1 to 5 and 1 to 8 are the state minimum. We're also submitting that group sizes for each group should not exceed 3 times the ratio. One qualified group leader will manage a group no larger than 9 under 2-year-olds, 15 2-year-olds and 24 over 3-year-olds.
With the lower ratios, we'd be able to have a smaller group to focus on, which means that we'd be able to provide for each individual needs, and we'd be able to have more staff to help us take observations, to help us program for children and pick up things that they need, their needs. And that's why I think it's important to have lower ratios and more staff in rooms.
We have parents coming in regularly saying, they're struggling with their ABCs, can you sit down with them every day and work through these things? We can't find that time every day. When there's 15 children that I look after in a room, there's not enough time. Having 8, I could easily get that done.
The evidence suggests that if you have lower ratios of staff to children, you're able to meet children's individual needs much better. You're able to respond to those needs, and you know the children better, and you know the families well, and you know the backgrounds. And when you have that kind of a relationship with children, then you are better able to care and educate them.
We're actually discussing employing a permanent third person for the babies room, so there will be 3 staff to 9 babies, because we're just really passionate about getting babies settled and feeling safe and having trusting relationships. We did it last year as a trial, and the toddler group as a result is a really settled and happy group, and we want to achieve that again this year.
Having people that are qualified by Cert 3 upwards is beneficial to children and preparing them for future education and work.
Unless staff are well trained, unless staff have got sufficient time to plan well, it's difficult for them to actually recognise every child's unique life chances, developmental backgrounds, interests, needs, strengths, ways of learning, ways of communicating. And that is highly skilled work. And if you don't get that right, then the plans are tokenistic. They are not going to meet individual children's needs. The long-term research research evidence from overseas, from studies like the Perry-Weikart High Scope project, suggests that if you get it right in the early years, if you do the right interventions and you provide the high quality programs and care and education, then you have less problems down the track. Employment rates are better, relationships are more stable, people stay out of jail. There's a whole raft of economic, social and other benefits for communities if we manage to get the early years of education for children and families right.
I'd call on the Minister to change those ratios because, as I understand it, it's not going to be a great increase in fees to parents, but I think it can provide a greater quality of care for all children and give them a better start.
Come and spend the day in the centre with me and try looking after 15 children on your own and meeting all the demands of every child. Feel free to come and join us.